On today's field trip, we go into prison. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're gonna be putting the Genshin characters in a jail cell. But they're not gonna be alone. No. They're gonna have a randomly selected cellmate, and together, they will try to escape the ward or the prison, whatever you want to call the state penitentiary. So obviously, since they're in prison, they're not going to have any tools or their visions. All they're going to have is their brains, their muscles, and the clothes on their backs. So real quick, we'll get into the tiers. We have the Escapes the Slammer as a team. We have the Gets Bailed Out by Someone Else. See, this is where connections are gonna come into play. Then we have 50-50. They might escape because luck is gonna have such a big part to play in this whole thing. Then we have one escapes and leaves the other behind. Then we have gets gunned down by the guards, ratted out by another inmate, and finally, the people who just decide to serve their sentence. Wait. How long should they be in for? We'll say 5 years? Yeah, 5 years in prison. Let's get into it with our first prison pair. I'm excited for this. Bro, 5 years is gonna feel like nothing for this man. Wait, it's like a vacation. Okay, wait, how the... Already the first pair and it's kind of cracked. So we have Zhongdong and Ayaka. Now, in terms of how they would interact in their cell, honestly, I think these two would be like really good friend cellmates. Yeah, there's not gonna be any beef, and I'm sure they'll have really nice conversations. In terms of how they would get out, I mean, Zhongdong doesn't really need a vision or anything, but at the same time, he's a very by the law, by the books kind of man. So I feel like he's probably gonna serve his time. And Ayaka as well, actually, yeah. Because they're both very honorable and good people. And honestly, it's just 5 years. So for Zhongdong, that's nothing. For Ayaka, wait, no. Ayaka's part of a rich family. Okay, so I think Ayaka is gonna wanna do her sentence. I have no idea what crime she committed. Maybe just being really wholesome. But even if she wants to stay, Ayato is gonna be like, nah sis, we getting you out of prison. So yeah, I'm gonna say she'll probably chill with Zhongdong for like a couple of months in their cell, but afterwards she would get bailed out by big bro Ayato. A pretty cool first pair. I like that one. Ooh. Wait, Amber's kind of a good noodle, but I don't think she's gonna want to stay. We'll see who she paired with. Wait, no! We're getting so many wholesome characters right away. It's weird. Okay, so Amber and Nilou as cellmates? Bro. No. I swear, you can be like visiting the other cells and you know that you're in a prison, right? The state penitentiary. But once you pass by like Amber and Nilou's cell, I feel like they're just having like a lot of nice wholesome talks and getting to know each other. And it just feels like they're on a little girls' night out in their jail cell. Okay, aside from that, would they escape? I mean, none of them are super big-brained, and they both have a lot of outside commitments. Like, I'm sure Nilou wants to get back to Zubair Theater, while Amber kind of wants to get back to the Knights, but she might serve her time. Nah, I don't think Amber's like that. So I'm gonna say it's probably just a 50-50 with these guys. Actually, should we just add a tier for probably doesn't escape? I don't know why I don't have that. Okay. Yeah, as much as I love these two, like I really like both of these characters, I don't think they have the necessary skills. Like sure, Amber's super athletic, but getting out of a whole prison? I can't really see it, nah. Next team. Wait. Bro, we just had Amber and now we have Eula. Okay. I think Eula probably has a little bit of a higher chance, though, of getting out. I love these two. Wait, I love this duo so much. So we have Eula and Dea. So these two, I think, are gonna have like a super high amount of just respect for each other, right? Because they're both rebels, which is like the best word you can use to explain these two. So they're gonna be besties for sure. But would they escape? I definitely think they have at least a shot because they both have a really good mix of physical strength and big brainness. I'm gonna keep these two in 50-50. I think Eula's probably gonna be a bit more of the planning type, and debatably, the Lawrence clan might bust her out of prison, but even if they want to, she's gonna be like, piss off. Yeah, because she's a very prideful person that I think she's either gonna serve her time or get out by her own means, right? So it's a 50-50. They can go on a couple of different tiers, but I think this is the perfect place to put them. Yeah. Oh, no. Kaveh is a good, swell boy, guys, okay? Are you serious? Oh my god. No, Yao Yao in prison. I'm sad just thinking about it. Okay, so Kaveh and Yao Yao. Now here's the thing, they're both really damn good people. Like, they're so selfless. So for that fact alone, I'm sure they're gonna get along perfectly fine. Like, Yao Yao strikes me as that girl who goes around to all the big tough guy prisoners and just tries to take care of everybody. Like, even the most intimidating prisoner softens up when they see Yao Yao, like 100%. Ooh, okay. In terms of how they would escape, I think Yao Yao is the type who is probably just gonna serve her time because she's such a good person. And Kaveh is kind of the same, but here's the twist. I think Kaveh is probably gonna wanna get Yao Yao out of prison. Yeah, because he sees how swell of a cinnamon bun she is, and he commits himself to doing everything in his power to get Yao Yao out of here. Yes. And I feel like with her amazing behavior, they might lower her sentence a bit. Wait, you know what's funny? Actually, no, all of the other prisoners, including Kaveh, are gonna help Yao Yao escape, even if it costs their lives. Okay, so she's gonna escape and unintentionally leave Kaveh behind. I'm sticking to that 100%. Next. Why are we getting all of the wholesome characters? Like, stop.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, by far, it's not even close so far, guys. So these two are by far the best team we've had so far when it comes to escaping the slammer. Ooh, wait. I was gonna say, since Nahida's such an amazing person, she would serve her time, but nah. She's already been locked up for so long, she is not staying in here, guys. I'm not letting it happen. So with that in mind, her and Shinobu are gonna get along really well because they're both very adaptable people and they're both smart. So Shinobu's not gonna get irritated in any way. Simply put, this is an escapes the slammer team because both of these characters can probably escape on their own. So when you just combine the God of Wisdom and the very stealthy Shinobu, like they would be out of this prison within 2 weeks max. Shinobu would like scout out where all the cameras are while Nahida's like cooking up that plan in the jail cell. They're gonna escape though, without a doubt.
My throat is hurting.
Wait, Chongyun is such a good boy. He doesn't belong here. Then again, so many of the characters don't belong here. No! Wait, yes, Ganyu. Oh. Okay. So Fischl and Chongyun. Where's Chongyun? There he is. I think in terms of how they would interact, I feel like Chung Yun's the type who thinks everything Fischl is saying is kind of serious. Honestly, these two would have kind of a wholesome dynamic in any other setting, but nah, they in prison. So I think this is how it's gonna go. Fischl is gonna be calling Chung Yun like her retainer and is gonna ask for his aid in escaping the prison. But Chung Yun is a good boy, so I think he's gonna want to serve his time, but maybe he'll try to help Fischl escape. So with all that said, Chung Yun is gonna serve his time. Fischl is gonna get gunned down by the guards. Yes. Like, honestly, I feel like she'd probably try to persuade the guards. She would be like, "Mine retainer, can you please let me out of this establishment?" And they would be like, "Get back in your cell." So the guards would already be on guard in case Fischl tries to escape. That I can't see it working, man. Like, maybe she wouldn't get gunned down, but I feel like she's the type to try to escape over and over again until eventually they kind of get tired of her. Yeah, so she's gonna be there. Chung Yun would serve his time like a good boy. All right, Baiju. I mean, he's one side of the coin. He's super big brain, but we'll see. Oh my god. No, no. This dynamic is kind of cursed, but it's not bad. Like, this is... Why do I think this might work? Okay, so Baiju is big brain. Kirara is big, physical, athletic cat girl. So Kirara can use a lot of her powers because she's a Neko Mimi or something. She's a kind of yokai. But she 100% seems like the type who could easily escape through the ventilation system. Yeah, because she's basically a cat, right? But I think she would need to be a bit prepared to get out of here. That's where Baiju comes in, because he seems like the guy who knows how to come up with a really good escape plan. Yeah, so for his service, he would ask Kirara to do a lot of the physical stuff. Like, I'm sure he would have to strain himself a bit and potentially might have a heart attack. But I think he definitely has a shot of getting out. So here's where I'm gonna put them. Kirara is gonna 100% escape, while Baiju might escape, but he might also have a heart attack. So he's gonna be in the 50-50. Yeah, I think that's the perfect spot for them. Hey guys, editing bonk here. So I know we put Kirara at the top, even though it's designated for teams, but we start to put just every character that gets out of the prison in the top tier. I did make that mistake, so my bad. We do correct the mistake later on in the tier list, but in case you're kind of confused, it happens for a bit. Sorry about that, y'all. But that is such a good pair. Oh my god, that was the best. I love that. Right after Baiju, are you kidding me? All right, so now we have Chi-Chi. Interesting. She might be lacking in the brain power department. Oh, again, wait, really? These two are destined to be paired together. So we have Skara and Chi-Chi. Okay. So Skara, even though he's a bit of an angry, aggressive boy, I think he's gonna have that wants to protect Chi-Chi vibe, because he's a lot more wholesome with kids from what I've seen from the man. And Chi-Chi, we're gonna say she has her notebook with her because she needs to have something or she's just gonna be brain dead completely, okay? So the guards let her keep her notebook. She's really wholesome. It's not a weapon or anything. It's fine. Now that I think about it, this is a situation where they're either gonna escape or they're gonna have like 50 different escape attempts, right? Because they can try as many times as they want because they have unlimited lives. I'm just gonna put them in 50-50. I think it just depends if Skara can formulate a good enough plan for their escape. And he's not gonna abandon Chi-Chi no matter what, because they're like besties now. This is canon. But I'm gonna put them there because I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, yeah, okay. So we have Coco Fish. She is very fishy big brain. A very interesting dynamic. So next up we have Mona and Kokomi. Now here's the thing. Even though Mona has kind of become a meme in the community at this point, she's actually a lot smarter than a lot of people give her credit for. The only thing I worry about with her is potentially losing her temper, especially at another inmate. Yeah, I can imagine her getting pretty rowdy with some of the other prisoners. But her and Kokomi, I think, would get along really well because they're both experts in their respective field, and I think they would have a mutual understanding for each other, for sure. So, Kokomi is the military tactician genius, so I don't have much of a doubt that she would get out of the slammer. And Mona, I think, would probably be okay as well. Yeah, debatably one of the other inmates might snitch because Mona was a little rude with them. But I think Mona would know which inmates to not mess around with because she's smart, like I said. So, should they just straight up escape without any issues? Yeah, I can kind of see that actually. Coco Fish might carry this a little bit, but if Mona was on her own, I'd probably put her in 50-50 or gets ratted out by an inmate. But as a team, I think they're gonna escape the slammer, yes. Another very smart lady. Candace is pretty big brain, I think. Yeah. Wait, now this is a team. Wait, okay. So we have D-Luke and Candace. Now here's how I think this is gonna go down. I think these two are gonna get along pretty well because they're both really quiet and kind of keep to themselves. Candace is a bit more talkative, but it's not like she's gonna constantly pester D-Luke in any way. No. So they're gonna be the quiet and relaxed cellmates. Ooh, wait, nah. D-Luke's rich. He's just gonna get bailed out. Wait, I forgot about that. Meanwhile, as Candace, is he gonna leave Candace behind? Or do you think he would pay her bail as well? If it was like 80% of the cast, he would probably leave them behind. But I think once he's out, he'll also pay Candace's bail. Yeah, because I'm sure D-Luke would have like a lot of respect for Candace because they probably exchanged like little stories while they were in their jail cell together that maybe they bonded a bit, even though they're not the most vocal. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna leave his girl behind in that prison. Nah, they're both gonna get bailed out. Yeah. Miko is getting out of here for sure, bro. She's a conniving fox, literally. Oh my god. Do you think Miko is gonna have a soft spot for Kale? I think she would, yes, okay? Because under most scenarios, I 100% see Miko just transforming into her little fox form and escaping through the vents while just leaving her partner there to rot. Nah. 100%. But since it's someone so wholesome, like Kale, bro, you can't leave Kale in here. She's been through enough already, okay? So I think Miko is gonna have that little 2% of her that shows kindness. Yeah, that 2% is gonna shine through, and she's gonna find a way to get Kale out with her. Yeah, because she's also incredibly smart that I'm sure she can formulate a plan to get them both out of there without much of an issue, right? So we're just gonna put them in escapes as a team. I'm happy Kale got paired with someone who's gonna get her out. Yes.
Okay.
Jean is a very standard one. Ooh, I need to think about her. Oh, Paimon. This is the man who belongs in here the most by far. Oh God, Jean. No, I feel so sorry for her. Then again, someone was gonna get paired with Dottore, so this was inevitable. So in terms of how they would get along, just absolutely not. Jean is a very by-the-books woman who has a very high moral compass, while Dottore is the exact opposite. It's not even close. So here's what I think is gonna happen. Unfortunately, Dottore has the biggest brain. He's gonna have absolutely no issue getting out of here. Because I feel like Dottore has like a 57-step plan for how to get out of here, and it involves Jean becoming a sacrificial pawn in Dottore's game. Nah, because he's such an expert manipulator, it's not even funny. So Jean, I'm gonna say, she's either just not gonna escape or is gonna get gunned down by the guards. Ooh, wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she from a pretty wealthy family as well? Okay, wait, that kind of changes things up a bit. So I think it depends if Dottore uses her as a sacrifice first, or if she gets bailed out by her family first. Because I'm pretty sure it's a rich clan she's from. But either way, I'm gonna say Dottore escapes the slammer without a doubt, and Jean, I'm gonna say in 50-50, might escape or might end up dead, gunned down by the guards. So we're just gonna leave her here though. Yeah. Guys, I can't be the only one who thinks Klee in an orange little prison uniform is the funniest thing. Are you serious? Guys, I'm crying. I'm literally crying. Oh, it's been like 3 minutes of me just laughing. Why can't I just imagine them burning down the entire prison? Even though they don't have a vision, I'm sure they would find a way. Ooh, maybe they would start like a kitchen fire. Somehow, they would find a way to do it. I can imagine. I'm just gonna add a tear. Yes, I think this suits them a lot. But honestly, aside from that fact, I think the two of them would get along so well, it's not even funny. Like, Hu Tao gives me the vibes that she would be Klee's older sister in a scenario like this. Like, they're so eccentric and far out there. Nah, they're gonna have the funnest time in prison because they're so optimistic and eventually would just burn the whole place down. That's how I think this is gonna go. Oh, no, I can't. That's gonna be the team of the list. It's not even close. Layla. Ooh, that's interesting. Maybe if sleep mode takes over?
Okay.
So this is a very passive duo, isn't it? So we have Layla and Mika. Okay, so they're both so passive that I don't think they're gonna be causing any trouble amongst like the guards or any of the other inmates. Like they might not even realize that these two even exist at that point. They're also pretty big brained. I don't think they're lacking in that department. I'm just gonna put them in 50-50. I'm sure if Layla's sleep mode took over, she would probably escape pretty easily and debatably might even leave Mika behind. You know what? I'm gonna say that Layla's eventually gonna escape because at some point within those 5 years, sleep mode has to take over, right? So she would get out, and Mika is probably gonna be unaware that she's escaping because she's asleep. So Mika alone, after Layla's gone, I don't think is gonna have much of a chance. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in a simple would not escape. I don't think he's gonna get gunned down or anything, but I just don't think he would be successful on his own. So we're just gonna leave him there.
The next pair.
No, Benny, my son. We know how this is gonna end. That is very interesting, actually. Okay. Benny and Hazel? Huh. So in terms of how these two would get along, I can definitely see these two being pretty good friends in any other scenario, like, right? They could definitely be brothers. You have the suave, calm and collected Hazel, and Benny, who's the exact opposite, and maybe he aspires to be like Hazel when he's older? Oh, wait, that's kind of cute. But nah, we're in prison. So with that in mind, I think Hazel is gonna try to escape, but since he's associated with Benny and his poor luck, he's gonna get gunned down by the guards. I'm sorry, Hazel. Someone was gonna get put here because of the lurking boy. And Benny himself is either gonna get gunned down or potentially would burn down the entire prison. Yes. Ooh, okay. Maybe Hazel gets gunned down first, and as Benny's running away from the guards, somehow he's gonna cause a fire. I have no idea how, but he just emanates that bad luck while also somehow not dying. Like, after the prison's burnt down, maybe he would escape. It's possible. He's a very unpredictable man, but I'm just gonna put him there. Yeah. We have Mademoiselle Ningguang, a very rich lady. I'm sure you can imagine where she's going. Really? Wait, no, this is cursed. Okay, wait, guys. Does Ningguang know that Tartaglia was part of the whole Liyue, like, conflict that happened a while back? I'm not sure if she does. Like, if she didn't know that Tartaglia was part of the whole Osile incident, I think these two would get along really well. Like, they're both very high members of society, both very rich, and I'm sure they would have plenty to talk about. But with that out of the way, this is a very simple, would get bailed out because they're both insanely rich. And at the same time, they both have a lot of better things to do than spend their time rotting away in a jail cell. So yeah, we'll just leave them there. That's probably the simplest duo we've had so far. Why can I imagine Razor just growling at all of the security? Yeah? Okay. So Tagnari and Razor. So Tagnari probably is already used to taking care of different animals that I think he would get along really well with Razor. Yeah. This is another scenario where Tagnari's big brother nature, I think, is gonna come into play. Yeah, because it's similar to Kale. Like, Razor and Kale kind of give me similar vibes, except Kale's not really feral. But with all of that said, I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to formulate a plan of escape, because Tagnari's smart, but this isn't really his area of expertise. It's definitely a 50-50 for him, but Razor, I feel like one day might get gunned down by the guards. Yeah, because have you seen like the security in prison and how mean and strict they are? Like, I can imagine Razor would probably lash out at some of them and get a little angry. And Tagnari's like, no, Razor, don't raise your fist against him. But it's too late. Razor has already been shot. No, I feel kind of bad. Razor doesn't belong in a closed environment like this. Like, this man needs the nature and the vast wilds. But either way, he's gonna get gunned down, and Tagnari, after Razor's death, his little bro, is gonna make it his entire purpose to escape this prison. But either way, it's gonna be a 50-50 for him. Yeah.
Next pair.
Next, we have Venti. Wait, why can I imagine him just befriending everybody in this prison? Yes! Wait! Venti and Dory in the same jail cell. That's simultaneously cursed, but they're definitely gonna be good friends. And this might kind of work in terms of escaping, right? So right off the bat, both of these characters seem like they're gonna be running things in this prison. Like they're gonna befriend every other prisoner in the establishment. Even Dory, she's basically like the little prison queen pin. Plot twist, Dory becomes the warden. And Dory's probably been locked up before, let's be honest. Now, would they be able to escape? Yes. Dory has the mind of a criminal, and Venti is the Animo god. I'm pretty sure we've literally seen him teleport before. But why do I feel like Venti would probably just spend a couple of months in here as like a bit of a vacation? Just to vibe with all of the other prisoners? And Dory, kind of the same thing, right? Like she's that connection. Like once the other prisoners get out, she's gonna be hooking them up on the outside. So yeah, these two are an awesome team. Honestly, they're pretty top tier, and I think they would escape, yeah. It's the Giga Chad, Timaeus, the king of all masculinity.
What?
How is this gonna work as a dynamic? Okay. So we have Faruzan and Timaeus, who isn't paired with Yingar for once. What a shocker. Ooh. Okay, Faruzan is 100% gonna be getting out of here because she escaped those ruins that she was trapped in for 100 years, which was seemingly impossible. So escaping from a prison, I don't think she's gonna struggle that much with. The only question is she gonna bring Timaeus along for the ride? I don't really think so, because Timaeus doesn't really have a lot going for him. Like, he's just kind of the plain man. I just think he's gonna be left behind. Yeah, wait, why is Yao Yao here? Okay, I'm just gonna put Yao Yao in escapes at this point. One escapes, leaves the other behind. So we're just gonna say this tier is gonna be left behind. I should have probably done that at the start. Yes, that is better. My swell Chad is gonna get left behind by the queen of escape rooms.
Excuse me, I just burped. That Dr. Pepper, though.
Next we have Aloy. Now I know she's very physically in shape. Is she big-brained? I don't know. Okay, so we have a character I don't really know anything about, and then we have the Shogun. So in terms of how these two would get along, for some reason, I can imagine that outside, Aloy might work for someone like Raiden. Like what I mean is, Raiden wouldn't be afraid to employ Aloy in some kind of field, like as a bodyguard, as a supply getter, something like that. So I think they would get along just fine. So with all of that said, Raiden is gonna burn down the prison. I have no idea how she even managed to get captured and put in here. But the second those bars close behind her and she gets bored of being in that prison room with Aloy, she's destroying this entire place. Like she asked the guards, hey, can I leave now? They're like, quiet, inmate. She's like, so you've chosen death. Yeah, so she would burn down the place and escape, and Aloy would kind of just escape with her. She would be like, come Aloy, we are leaving right now. And where should we put Aloy? Because she's gonna be escaping with A. You know what? Since A is just burning down the prison to escape, I'm gonna say they just escape as a team. It would definitely be hard carried by Raiden burning down the entire establishment, but they would still escape. As a team, yeah.
The next pair.
Wait, no. Sarah works at the prison. She doesn't belong behind bars. Are you serious? Wait. Okay. Wait, I just thought about this for a sec. But aren't these two like the big justice people? Yeah, because Jingcho's whole motto is justice will prevail. And Sarah's whole motto, besides for being an A simp, is that she follows the rules to the T. So if these two are accused of any crimes that they actually committed, I think they're just gonna serve their time. Both of them. Yeah, these two would be such a good dynamic. It kind of gives me like older sister and younger brother vibes. Ooh. And maybe Sarah would try to correct some of the other prisoners, because even without a weapon, I'm sure this girl could defend herself, and maybe she would inspire some people to change their ways once they get out of the slammer. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna get rid of this tier right here because I don't really like it. Like, it's not really applicable to a lot of situations, so let's get rid of that and move on to the next one. Next, we have the boy Toma. He's an upstanding citizen, but I also think he's gonna want to escape. Yeah. Oh my god! Nah, Timaeus, your girl is about to get stolen so quickly. Nah, Toma and Ying in the same jail cell. My god. Toma is 100% gonna be shutting her down anytime he gets. But at the same time, he's gonna be really nice about it. But would they escape? I don't think Ying possesses the qualities of escaping. Like, maybe she would get a little flirtatious with the guards. But assuming the guards aren't just completely horny and incompetent, yeah, that's not really gonna work. So I'm gonna say this. Toma would definitely try to get them both out. Ooh, wait, yes, okay. He's part of the Kamisato cartel. So I'm gonna say he's gonna get bailed out by his true husband, Ayato. And would he bring Ying along for the ride? Actually, I'm gonna say no, he wouldn't. So she could go back to Timaeus. Yes, wait! Both Timaeus and Ying got left behind by their respective teammates. I love that so much. Yes, so they're both gonna be left behind.
Next pair.
Oh, here we go. Now, unless his partner is someone who can keep him in check, yeah, this man's getting gunned down. Oh, hell no. No, this isn't gonna work. I'm sure if Diona had a weapon at her disposal, she would try to eliminate Ito as quickly as possible. No, looking at this duo again. It's so cursed, it's not even funny. Okay, so in terms of how they would get along, it just would be complete chaos in the cell. I can imagine the guards constantly having to tell them, hey, pipe down in there, it's like 9 p.m. Because these two would be causing so much ruckus. Ooh, why do I feel like Diona's the type to encourage Ito to try to escape just so he can get gunned down by the guards? So he's gonna get gunned down. Meanwhile, as Diona, I can imagine she probably would escape. Because it's kind of similar to Kirarara, but I'm gonna say because I put Kirarara here, she is also gonna escape. Like, she would be that stealthy little cat in the vents. She just looks down at Ito getting gunned down and has a big smirk on her face. So yeah.
Next pair to boom. Ooh, okay.
Noelle is a very strong and independent, good woman. I like Noelle a lot. Ooh. Okay, we have like the opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to Mondstadt. Wait, this is really tricky. All right, guys, so I just realized that I was putting all the people who escaped in the escapes as a team at the top. So we separated them now from the escapes alone to escapes as a team. But anyway, back to Noelle and Rosaria. Now, for some reason, Rosaria strikes me as the girl who protects Mondstadt from the shadows, so people like Noelle can sleep peacefully at night. But with that said, we're in prison right now. So I think Rosaria is obviously gonna escape without a doubt, and she's gonna probably try to convince Noelle for a bit to come along for the ride. But Noelle is such a by the book good person that she is without a doubt gonna serve her time, and I'm sure Rosaria is gonna feel a little bad, leaving someone as wholesome and precious as Noelle behind a jail cell. It's gonna be really sad. But either way, Rosaria without a doubt is going to escape alone, and Noelle will serve her sentence. She has a couple of good people here with her. Yeah, it'll be a nice time. Next, we have Lumine, the main character. Okay, so we have Lumine and Beidou. Do you guys think Beidou might get a bit of that alcohol withdrawal in the prison? No, I think she's fine. She probably has a good tolerance. In terms of how they would get along, I mean, we've seen it in the game. The Traveler gets along with everybody. Ooh. Why do I feel like Beidou is the type to become best friends with all of the prisoners? Yeah! What if she causes like a whole revolt in the prison because she's such a charismatic leader that all the prisoners would follow her and try to escape? Yes, wait. I can see that so vividly. Meanwhile, as Lumine's just there like, Beidou, what are we doing? We're gonna get killed. And Beidou's like, nonsense. If you're following the leader of the Crux, you'll be fine. I mean, she did like fight a whole dragon or some water monster, I don't remember what it was, and she didn't even have a vision, so she's gonna be fine, and she's pretty smart as well, so I think this is how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna put Beidou in 50-50 because she might get gunned down as she's leading the revolt, but at the same time, I could definitely see her succeeding as well, but I'm gonna leave her there. And Lumine, I think, is probably gonna escape alone because she has elemental powers in her pocket. She doesn't need no vision to fight her way out of this. With that in mind, if Lumine was aiding Beidou in the prison escape, like the revolt, yeah, I'm just gonna put them in Would Escape together. They're kind of a powerhouse team, actually. Now that I think about it more, yeah.
The next team.
How will Kazuzu fare in this environment? Wait, that's funny to think about. Oh, wait, no. Why do I feel like Kazuzu is gonna take such good care of the elderly? Because he's such a swell man. Now these two are gonna get along so well. Like, this gives me heavy vibes that Madam Ping is like a grandmother figure for Kazuzu. Yeah. Would they escape though? Madam Ping is kind of out of her prime, guys. Like, I don't know if she has that physicality to get out of here. I'm actually gonna ask all of you guys a question because I'm not sure. Does she have the ability to go back into her like Adeptus form? Do we know that? Because if she did, she would get out without a doubt. But since we don't know, I'll leave her in 50-50, and she would encourage her grandson, Kazuzu over here, to get out, but he is not leaving his grandmother behind. So if she's not escaping, he's not escaping either. They're a ride or die duo for sure. Yeah.
Next team.
Sucrose in a prison. Huh. Wait, that's so weird to think about. Her in a jail cell? What? Wait, this is so weird, guys. Sucrose and Goro as a team? Now, in terms of how these two would interact, for some reason, I can kind of see Sucrose wanting to experiment on Goro in the jail cell because of all of his floof. Like, she wants to find out what kind of creature he is. And Goro's just like, stop it, don't do that. But then again, she doesn't really have access to lab equipment, so she probably can't do too much. In terms of if they would escape, this isn't really something that's up either of their alleys, right? Like, unless Sucrose manages to get a hold of certain materials in the prison, maybe she can make something to help them get out? And Goro might be a bit of the planner when it comes to a scenario like that, but I can't really see it, nah. I think they would both want to escape. Like, I don't think they're just gonna serve their time like that, but I don't think they're gonna get out, nah. They would try, maybe give it a couple of attempts, but I can't really see these two escaping, nah. Why do I feel like Kaya's been to prison before? Has he? I feel like someone's gonna tell me that he has, but... Ooh! So Kaya and Best Girl? Very interesting. Now, even though Kaya's a lot more soft-spoken than someone who's as eccentric as Yoimiya, I think these two would be really good cellmates and have a lot of really cool conversation. Yeah, and Yoimiya kind of helped us bust someone out of prison in the past. I don't remember that whole event because it's been so long, but it was during the whole Shogun Rebel arc that she has a bit of experience in this field. And Kaya just looks like he could get out of this situation. So with that in mind, Kaya's definitely gonna be the planner, while Yoimiya might do a little more of the socializing and execution. Like maybe she would distract the guards for a bit as Kaya's doing some stuff. But with that in mind, Kaya's definitely gonna escape. Is he gonna leave Yoimiya behind? No. I can imagine they get really close and have a good friendship going for them at this point, yeah. And my girl Yoimiya is a lot smarter than people give her credit for. So we're gonna put her there, yeah.
Next pair.
Next we got Lisa. Ooh, she's smart, but I feel like she would get really comfortable here. I don't know, it's kind of tricky. Lisa and Jin Yan. This is definitely a really weird duo to imagine interacting. It definitely gives me like Lisa is the older sister and she's calm and composed, while Jin Yan is the younger sister who's very loud and eccentric. Ooh. Now, I can definitely imagine Lisa flirting with the guards, similar to Ying Er, but this is, like I said, a professional prison. So with that said, Lisa's also really smart, but this isn't really something you read about in a book, is it? Unless she decided to read like Prison Break or something like that. I mean, maybe she did, you never know. I don't want to say they would straight up not escape. Like Lisa's definitely gonna be the one who formulates the plan, while Jinyan is doing a lot more of the physical things. Like maybe she would be like, Jinyan, baby, distract the guards as I get this vent open real quick. Jinyan's just gonna be a cog in Lisa's plan, but she's not gonna leave her behind because I feel like they'd probably form a bit of a bond in this jail cell. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave them in 50-50. It's definitely an unsure group for me though, yeah. Oh, Ganyu is gonna wanna get out of here so quick. Nah, Ganyu needs to get back to work. Okay, so we have Ganyu and Barb. Now, right off the bat, Barbara 100% strikes me as the person who is just gonna serve their time because she's such a cinnamon bun, guys. But aside from that, her and Ganyu, I think, are gonna get along pretty well. They're both pretty quiet. Like, it's gonna be tough for them to get a conversation going in the jail cell, but once someone decides to break the ice, yeah, I can definitely see these two being friends. With that said, like I mentioned, I think Barb is just gonna serve her time, and Ganyu is gonna need to run out of here to go fulfill some of those contracts. And could she do it? I 100% think she could, because she's really smart. She's like half Adeptus, I believe it is. So she's definitely super strong in terms of physicality, and she's also been around for so long that I feel like she's probably smart enough to formulate a plan. Yeah, because Ganyu gets things done when she needs to in really stressful situations. Yeah, I think Ganyu is going to escape alone. Maybe she would invite Barbara, but she's like, no, I've committed a crime. I stole bread from the local farmer's market. Or something like that. Yes. Oh, we have an odd number of characters, so we're gonna have to have a group of 3 again. Okay. Shenhe is 100% gonna break through the front door. We'll see. Who's she gonna get paired with? Yeah, again, bro. No, they're perfect. These two are destined to be together. Now, if you guys have seen that artist who does all of the Shenhe and Yelan like fan art together, I'll leave a link to their Twitter in the pinned comment below. But this is literally the biggest brain and the biggest brawn. So either way, they're gonna escape, right? I feel like Yelan is formulating like a really complex plan, but Shenhe is like monkey, and she's like, ooh, I'm just gonna break through the front door with my strongness. Because she's so OP in terms of physicality. Like, she doesn't need her vision for nothing. It makes her weaker at this point. And she's just gonna be like, follow me, my sister. And they're both just gonna storm through the front entrance. Yelan is probably just like, well, I guess I wasted 15 days formulating a plan. But yeah, they're gonna get out of here without a doubt, and it's gonna be super easy for them. Either route they decide to take, they'll be fine. Now here's a very big brain individual. Why do I feel like Albedo is gonna be like an older brother figure for Sayu in a scenario like this? Yeah, because he has his little sis Klee, that I feel like he's just a good older brother to any small character at this point. Anyway, Albedo's super giga brain, so he's definitely gonna be able to formulate a plan. And Sayu's a ninja, so she could like sneak through the vent system and kind of get like a bit of a heads up to what they need to do, which path to take. Like, she would basically be the scout, and Albedo uses the information she has to formulate a final concrete escape plan. Yeah, so this is a very simple one. They would escape as a team.
Next pair.
This is a very tricky one because he's smart, he's strong, but we don't know how smart or strong yet. So we got Dainsliff and Yanfei. I mean, Dainsliff with a lot of characters is kind of odd to picture. But here's how I think they're gonna interact. I feel like Dainsliff would get along pretty well with anybody who has like a good head over their shoulders. And Yanfei, yeah, she's a pretty smart and by the books kind of girl. With that in mind, she's also obsessed with the law. And if she breaks the law, you know damn well, my girl is serving the time. I love her and want her to get out as soon as possible, but she's definitely not gonna like try to escape by any means. Meanwhile, as Dainsliff, I think he would probably escape alone, and I don't have much of an explanation for it because we don't know the extent of his capabilities, but he just strikes me as that guy who would have no issue getting past the guards with or without a vision and just storm the front, kind of like Shenhe, just a little more discreet. But either way, I can definitely imagine Dainsliff getting out. Yeah. It's the boy. It's the boy. Sino in prison. What'd you do, Sino? This is a little bit odd. So Zhengling and Sino as cellmates. Huh. Wait. Okay. since Zhengling is like a super peppy, younger kid kind of thing, I feel like Sino is gonna tell her jokes, and she might kind of enjoy some of them. Yeah, I feel like she's the type who's very open-minded when it comes to stuff like humor. So I think they would get along in that regard. In terms of if they would escape or not, I think Sino is without a doubt gonna serve his time. He's like the Matra boy, and he's gonna pay recompense for his transgression. I forgot what that's from, but anyway. I'm sure Zhengling is like, you were in the Matra, you're super amazing. We could definitely get out of here with your help. And he's like, Zhengling, I've committed a crime. I must pay for my sins with time and labor. So Zhengling, I think, is gonna want to escape, but I don't think she's gonna be successful. On her own, definitely not. And Guoba isn't breaking into this prison, guys. So we're gonna leave her there. Yeah. Next group, we have 3 groups left. Okay. Wait, Paimon is still on. Wait. Yeah, okay. So we have Aether, the Traveler Boy. Oh yeah, this is like the cleanest getaway I've ever seen. So we have Alhaitham and Aether. Now, I was kind of hoping Alhaitham would get paired with someone who's not really smart like Ito. But him and Aether, like, this is the cleanest getaway we've seen so far. It's debatable. There's definitely a lot of other good getaway groups, but these two are kind of a good mix of brain and bronze. Aether definitely has like a decently sized brain, and I'm sure he can formulate an escape plan on his own. But Alhaitham being there, like, I feel like he would just be relaxing in his cell until he eventually gets bored of the bad food, and he's just like, all right, I think it's time we escape Aether. And Aether's just like planning his stuff, and he's like, wait, what? I've been planning this for a week now. And he's like, yeah, I can get us out of here in like a day. But yeah, it's gonna be a very clean and easy getaway for these two. And Aether has elemental powers too. Like, yeah, they'd be fine. Yunjin, very interesting one. Okay. Who is gonna be the final person in a group of 2? Yes, boy! So we have Monsieur Zhao and Yunjin. I think these two would get along pretty well, actually, because Yunjin is definitely a social person, but she's not like super loud and eccentric, which are the type of people that I feel like Zhao doesn't really like too much. So they would be fine in terms of being cellmates, but would they escape? I think so, yeah. Because Zhao is 100% gonna want to get back to Zhangdong, who's also in prison now that I look at the list. Tricky. You know what? I'm gonna say he escapes to go back and defend the people of Liyue. And would he bring Yunjin along for the ride? Yeah, because he's a good man, and I think they'd become good, like, cellmates, like kind of friends almost. So they would escape together. Zhangdong is like, I must serve my time, Zhao. But you, go protect Liyue in my stead. And he's like, yes, sir, your dying wish is my command. But yeah, they would escape. And finally, we have our last group of characters, which is kind of hilarious because 2 of them are super rich and the other is essentially homeless. Ayato and Kashing seem like they would get along insanely well. Yeah, because they're both of a higher standing. They both have like a very high moral code that these two would be completely fine together. Just adding Paimon to the mix. Like, Paimon's interacted with every character on the list at this point, so she's on decent terms with all of them. But you know what I think would be funny? I think both Kushing and Ayato are gonna get bailed out. Like, Ningguang would probably get Kushing out. Actually, she might get Ganyu out as well, but either way, Ganyu's escaping. And Ayato's also super rich. Like, him and Ayaka, they gonna be out of there so quick. And would they bring Paimon along? No, am I being too mean right now? Ugh, fine. I'll say Paimon gets bailed out by Kushing and Ayato. They would probably spare the expense to get her out of the slammer as well. Yes. All right, guys, that was the Prison Break tier list. This kind of took a bit of a turn that I wasn't expecting. Like, I was expecting to come up with more like ways they would escape, but it turned into just, would they escape? Are they big enough brained? But either way, I had a fun time. Hope you guys did too. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Please sub. Bye.